We're talking to Javier Hasse, the author of Start Your Own Cannabis Business and a well-known media personality in the cannabis space. Javier, welcome to SmallCapPower.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me, and I'm happy to be chatting with you today.
What do you make of today's conference, the Benzinga Cannabis Capital Conference? What's the main headlining theme today?
Well, this is an interesting conference in that we had a diverse mix of public and private companies presenting and very interesting panels. I attend to many cannabis conferences and events every year, and most of them are very similar to one another. They have the same speakers, the same panels, and I found this one to be pretty unique. One of my favorite things is, even though this is an investor-focused conference, it kicked off with a panel that reflected on inclusion and diversity in the industry and the importance of actually having diverse teams and providing many of the people who paid the price of cannabis's illegality for so long, giving them a space to actually, now profit from this newly legal industry.
What about people who compare the hype about the cannabis industry to the Dotcom bubble? Is that an unfair comparison?
It is not an unfair comparison, in my opinion, because I see the point. I mean, some companies are trading at over 100 times the revenue, and there is a lot of hype, and there are a lot of publicly traded companies that are great, others that are not so good and just going for quick cash grabs. It is unfair, however, in the sense that this is a movement, there's people behind it, and I mean, there's no way to know if this is a bubble, right? You find out if something is a bubble or not when it pops. Right now, maybe it's just overvalued stocks because of the potential of this industry. We don't know. We haven't seen it yet. Having said this, I do advise investors to be cautious and do the necessary due diligence before investing in stocks.
Going back to the book that you've authored, can you give us a sneak peek into what you advise to entrepreneurs, who are coming up in this space?
Yeah, definitely. So this is a book that it's called actually Start Your Own Cannabis Business, a step-by-step guide to the marijuana industry. So it's basically separated into different chapters, ranging from how to come up with an idea to, how to come up with a business plan to where you can find funding, how you develop your brand, how you get the word out, So there's a lot of different explanations of the different steps that one should follow when starting a cannabis business. If I had to pick 2 or 3 pieces of advice, one, be overly compliant, be really extremely compliant, failing to respect all the regulations might end up very badly for any business. And in this line, it is never too early to hire a lawyer and a CPA or an accountant. I would advise you do not save on lawyers and accountants. Get your finances in order, get your documents in order, and make sure that all of these are in place from the very beginning.